everyone. Welcome. How are you? Welcome to another Coffee and Entrepreneurship with Jody. I am your host, Jody Marvin, also known as the Skills Monetizer. And what do? I help naturally organized women build freelance businesses that they love from home. So if you're tuning in, say hello. If you're here live, give me a hashtag live in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And if you're new to my page, give me a hashtag new, because I would love to reach out and get to know you. Alrighty. So I'm trying to stream from multiple places today, but I don't know. Instagram is giving me a little red exclamation mark, but that's okay, because you know what? We are here and I am so excited to have you all here. Let me just check my comments as well. All right. Good morning. Somebody's live. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for tuning in, because this is going to be a really exciting episode, you guys. Okay. So I'm so excited to have you join us today, because we have an incredible live session that I'm calling, this is the title that I gave it, Unleashing Your Potential, the Meckley Method for Fearless Entrepreneurship. So today we have an extraordinary guest who is a renowned accountability coach and a published author who is really changing the game for entrepreneurs everywhere. So I would like to introduce her now. And good morning to you. Hello, welcome. Come on, roll on in here. Let me know where you're tuning in from as well, you guys, as you're rolling in, okay? And make sure that you say hello in the comments. So yes, again, so I would like to introduce her now and bring her front and center. So Heidi Meckley is not just a partner. She is a powerhouse ally in turning challenges into triumph. She's an author, an accountability coach, and multi-passionate entrepreneur. And she is on a mission to help women focus, to help them stay on track, and to really crush their goals. Now, with her personalized guidance and unwavering support, she empowers women to break through barriers and discover the greatness within them. How cool is that? So Heidi partners with female entrepreneurs to help them transform their challenges into triumphs using the Meckley Accountability Method. Now, this is exclusive. This helps her to keep, her clients accountable, laser focused, and poised for action, all leading to a life of abundance beyond your wildest dreams. Now, she works with women who are struggling in their businesses, to stay consistent, to take action, and to become unparalyzed when it comes to making decisions. Who hasn't had analysis paralysis, right? So Heidi's method is based on taking really small steps, the small little baby steps, to make big changes in your business and in your life. So I'm going to bring her on now. Let's give her a big, warm welcome. Heidi, welcome to the show.
Hi there, Jody. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for having me.
You bet. This is awesome. I'm so glad that you're able to join us today, because this is going to be a great conversation. I know it already. So Heidi, let's get right into this. So your journey has really inspired so many people. So could you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and what led you to develop the Meckley Method?
Well, as we all know, life is a journey, and mine has been quite the one that's had lots of downs and ups. Lots of things I've had to go through. And I've now realized that has led me to my purpose of coaching. So by going through everything that I've gone through, I can connect and be with an understanding and really dig into other people's issues that they have and get them past it. But it's about, a lot of life lived, experiencing what life really has to offer you, and understanding the statement, which a lot of people hear, but they shove it off like I used to. Life happens for you, not to you. And when you fully wrap your head around that, it is game changing. And that is what I help my clients do, is wrap their head around that and understand that the things that are happening around them is just getting them ready for the level up that's coming.
Yeah, I love that. And sometimes it's just so hard for us, maybe, we're starting out as entrepreneurs or just in our personal lives, to wrap our brain around being accountable to ourselves and those little things that we can do, and really having that understanding. It sounds simple, and maybe it is simple, but it's hard for us to do. And that's why having an accountability person or a partner or a coach or something like that is so crucial, especially when you're starting out in business, right?
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I ended up finding out that I was having a really, really hard time finding someone that would, that always say, find an accountability partner. It's so hard to find someone who truly keeps you accountable. I
Yeah.
would keep them accountable and then they would ghost me because I would call them out. Like, okay, and I would warn them, listen, I am true. I'm going to come at you. I'm going to ask if you've done the things. Just saying.
Yeah.
If you wanted it, would seek me out.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's great to have an accountability partner too, Heidi. Um, but above and beyond that, to really have someone hold you accountable, sometimes you have to look at that next step, which is really hiring an accountability coach, right? Because it's easy to be accountable, have an accountability buddy or a partner, but yeah, that you have the chances of getting ghosted and not doing what you're supposed to do because there's not really any skin in the game, right? Because it's
Well,
just,
people are afraid to offend people is the problem. They're afraid to call
yeah,
you out on things because
yeah,
they know if they call you out, they're going to get called out as well because they know they're doing the same thing. And
yeah,
that's part of the problem with accountability partnership is that 99% of the time it doesn't really work.
yeah, yes, yeah, because maybe some people are too nice.
Exactly.
Okay.
They don't want to say, hey, you keep saying this and I think it's an excuse.
Yeah,
When I've always been the type like, don't ask me unless you really know the answer or want to know the answer because I'm going to tell you regardless. And I'm not sugarcoating it.
yeah,
I'll tell you it with love, but at the same time, I'm not going to tone it down because if I tone it down, you don't get what you need. And if you
yeah.
don't get what you need, you can't take that next step to get past yourself to get where you need to go.
That's so true. And Heidi, I think that you have given me some of that love as well. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Yes, because you guys, just a quick backstory that Heidi and I actually went on a mastermind event together in Austin back in October, which was amazing. And that's where we met the first time face to face. And we actually don't live too far away from each other. And we're going to do some in person stuff and do some accountability stuff. But we've had a chance to actually, have some chats, be business besties, which I highly recommend to have a business bestie. And so we've been able to talk about accountability, and she has given me that love. So, yep, that's the backstory
Everybody
on
needs
there.
it,
Yes, they
including
do.
myself.
Yes, they really do. They do. Because sometimes you can't get out of your own way and you need to hear it. But so,
Yep.
Heidi, let's dive in now into the core of today's discussion.
Yes.
So, can you share what the fundamental principles of the Meckley Accountability Method are, and and how it really helps entrepreneurs or even people in their personal life overcome paralysis and inconsistency?
Absolutely. Some of the key principles is I lead with empathy to start with because I am an empath. So I can sense and feel when you're trying to tell me something that really isn't quite true. Or more importantly, the one that really hits home the most on this piece is I can sense when there's something buried that you just haven't been able to get out and that is literally blocking you from getting to the next step
Mm,
because there's sometimes we have stuff stuck that we need to get through in order to say, okay, I have the tools I need now for the next step.
mm,
And
mhm.
a lot of times we're in our own way. I know I've done it. I've been in my own dang way myself. So I know what it's like to feel that way as well. And being able to resonate with everybody and on that level is huge. But it's unconditional support because I am truly here to help others master whatever they're doing, whether it is they want to be the best stay-at-home mom or they want to be the best entrepreneur. Because I will go and work with anybody that is a go-getter that really is working to get out of their own way and bust through that glass ceiling that they've made themselves. Another
Mm,
part is truly individualized approach. I do not have set things for steps for each client until I speak to each client because it is 100% completely set to each person,
wow. Okay.
individualized, personalized approach. And of course, the accountability piece. Every client I've ever worked with, we have, I don't know if this is okay, but we have at least 1 to 3 possible ask Hick sessions, which is I'll listen to them talk for a couple of sessions and I'm like, okay, and nothing's changing from those talks. I'm like, okay, it's time you get your butt kick session because you need to hear this in order to get to the next step. Because I don't want you to continue this way and not leave me after our sessions and go, well, I didn't get anywhere, right? And every single one has said thank you.
Mm,
Those are the sessions they like the best. Excuse me.
mhm, mm. Yeah, it
My
almost reminds me of like tough love sessions.
It
Yeah,
is because
yeah.
I'm putting back to them what they've been telling me over the last couple sessions and telling them why, because of I can sense things from them and feel what it is that they're hiding behind. I can then put that forefront so they see it. And
Mm,
once you see something that you know is blocking you or you're letting stop you and you're a go-getter, you're going to find a way to move it. So it's not as scary as it sounds. It's about making it so you can see the thing. Because once you see it, if you're really wanting to go after things in your life, you're going to do what you need, whether it is diving in deeper with me, or the tools that I give you to get past it.
yeah, yeah. And Heidi, it does sound scary, but I think part of the reason why it sounds so scary is because some people are afraid of maybe success or breaking through those barriers because sometimes they don't want to dig, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah, I love that approach. I love that you're an empath and that you really help people that are stuck and you just dig deep with them and find whatever's buried in there because that really does
On
help
day one.
move that needle, right?
Yep. We
Yeah.
dive
Yeah.
deep on day one. Everyone's like, every single client, when I tell them straight up, listen, day one, we're going to hit it and get it. And they're like, we get on the first call and they're like, oh, I wasn't expecting all of this. I'm like, I told you, we're going to hit it and get it. I don't lie. When I tell you we're going to do it, we dive in.
I
And
love that. I'm writing
I
that
don't want to
down.
waste
Hit it
your time.
and get it. Hit it and
Yeah.
get it. That's really
Yep.
a way to get things done. All right. Let's talk
Absolutely.
about Heidi, let's talk about your small steps philosophy because I also am a believer in the small steps, whether it's in
Mhm.
goals or just the things that you're trying to achieve in life because you can't do it all overnight. It's just
Mhm.
impossible. So, bite-sized pieces, small steps is what I'm all about as well. So now your method really emphasizes the power of small steps for really big, significant changes. So
Yes.
how is this approach particularly effective in
And
our journey with entrepreneurs?
because again, it comes back to the mindset piece of it and the consistency with action. Those three kind of really go to hand in hand. You need to make, some people think that in order to make the change, the big change to get where they need to go, they have to make this massive change within them. And what they don't understand is sometimes you got to just sidestep to the left or right to see it differently in order to get past where you're stuck at. And then you could end up on the tram or the what do they call those fast rail cars, the super the super ones, and just suddenly take off with that tiny shift. One tiny
Yeah.
thing can
Mm.
lead you to that super speed to get you where you want to go. But
I
you've got to
love
be
that.
willing to take the shift.
Yes. And I love how you said massive change because I think we all get to a point in our journey, wherever that may be, entrepreneur, well, personal stuff, whatever the goals are. And all of a sudden, right? It seems like all of a sudden, oh my gosh, look at this massive change that I've made. And um, it's almost like it magically happened, but it didn't because if you take a look back, it was all those little consistent, what did you say? Consistency with action every single day.
Yes.
Because it matters what we do every day, right? So I
Yes.
love that. So that massive change can happen, but it's just going to happen
Mhm.
with those little bitty things that we do every day. I love that. I really
Yep.
do. Okay. So now, I think all of us as entrepreneurs have dealt with analysis paralysis, right? We want everything to be
Mhm.
perfect. We don't want to move ahead and, take messy action or whatever. So now, and many entrepreneurs struggle with decision making paralysis as well. So, what are some key strategies that you use to help your clients become more decisive and break through and actually make decisions?
Well, part of the key with working with me is if you don't do the work, you get booted. So
You get the boot.
you get the boot. So because life is too short. One of the chapters in my book, which we'll talk about a little bit later, is more than 9 lives. I literally should be dead by now. Okay, we'll dive into that later. But life is too freaking short for this kind of crap. You need to just take the action. You got to stop being scared. Because when you feel those things, that means there's something else within you, which is why working with an empath or an accountability coach is going to kick you in the pants to get you past that fear. Right? Whether it is coming on a live with me and having me do an interview with you on your page or whatever, so that you feel more comfortable because you know who you're speaking to. But I'm going to make you do the work because I'm all about action. And all of my friends are like, I don't know how you get all the stuff done you get done. It's because I choose to.
Yeah. Yeah. Success is a
Doesn't matter what my
choice.
health. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what my health is doing because there's many times that I've had health issues and I still find a way to make sure the most important things get done. Not all of it. Okay. Don't think that just because I'm sick, I'm running and doing everything.
Yeah.
I'm doing the top 3 to 5 things for that day that need to be done, and I'm done. And it might
Mm,
take me all day to do those 3 to 5 things,
mm,
but I know they're going to get done because I'm going to make sure of it.
I love that so much. And I have to tell you, I just shared on, I think maybe my personal Facebook wall, but there's this strategy from one of my favorite people. It's Marie Forleo. And so in the morning, I have my journal, and it's at my bedside. And in the morning, I write 3 top things that I want to accomplish that day. Now, that doesn't mean that's all I'm getting done, right? I mean, we all have tons
Exactly.
of stuff to do. I have client work and, whatever else is going on in my personal life. And then at the end of the day, yes, I love Marie
Yes, I
too.
love.
Yes. At the end of the day, when you go to bed, you have your 3 things that you had listed, right? And I cross off what I got done. What an amazing feeling, first of all. And second of all, if you didn't get those things done, that's totally fine. I transfer them to the next day. And I cannot tell you, I started this in the beginning of January. I can't tell you what a game changer it's been for me, because it really helps me focus on those 3 things, and these are the key things. Like, these are, like the game changers for the day, right? And it's really, really helped me in productivity and being accountable to myself, because I can see what I
Yeah.
didn't do and what I did do. I just love that.
Yep.
Yeah, just
I
making those
have several
affirmations.
different ways to work with journals with me. There's some people that end up with almost up to 4, and before you freak out, you got to be a special case to have 4. Okay. Um, so don't think you're going to have 4. There's one that everybody gets. It's the WTF journal. Yes, it's what it stands for. And it's to help you get past the things. And it's done in a very specific way. And very soon I will have those up and running where people can purchase those at any time. Because
Yeah, I
I'm in the
I have
process
a
of doing
feeling that everybody's gonna be running to get the WTF journal. I think we all need one of those. I love
the
it.
key
That's
though with that
hilarious.
is you have to make sure you burn it because it's not meant to be left out for anybody. It's meant for you to release.
So don't just, like, slip it between the mattress or any obvious places
No,
that.
no.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so speaking of daily habits for success, I mean,
Yeah.
again, success often comes down to what we do every day, what our daily habits are. So, are there any specific daily habits or routines that you recommend for just maintaining focus and just really momentum in your business?
Momentum in your business. The biggest one, and I lead with goal setting because without your goals, personal and professional, you have no roadmap and you're just shooting in the dark. Okay. It's like trying to pop a balloon with a dart in a dark room and they spin you and you, right? You're just literally shooting in the dark. Having those goals, but the key is you have to write them and read them every day, not look at them. Okay. You have to write them. So I actually have a sheet where you can, you write the top 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for each day. You write out your 10 most, um, the 10 first goals that you're going to go after. And then at the bottom, you write the one that you're working on now. By doing this every single day, it really helps everything else fall off, and it becomes very apparent as to the busy work you've been doing
Mm,
when you really get into this, because that stuff's going to fall apart because you're going to start thinking about things differently. Richard Branson has a saying about, he was asked about goal setting and stuff. And how often do you read or look at your goals? And he says he believes millionaires read them 17 to 20 times a day. Billionaires read them, I think it's 20 to 20, like 30 times a day. I'd have to pull up the thing. He reads his on average like 23 to 26 times a day or more. So if you want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, your goals are going to freaking matter and you really need to do it. And I have in some of the stuff that we're going to have, there is a piece on there about the event that I just did, and they'll have access to that. But
Wow.
it will change your life. And I used to,
Yeah.
these are all things that I'm telling you right now. I myself would go, I don't need that crud. I'm on my own. I'm doing this. I'm moving. Well, you're moving, but guess what? You don't know where you're going.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard, "How's that working out for you?" Right? When you try to do
Exactly.
it by yourself, all alone,
Yep.
right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and
You
yeah, the
can't do it alone.
accountability piece is it's just so easy to let go and just, yeah, because it can
Yep.
be kind of, intimidating in a way because you're accountable to somebody, as simple as that,
Exactly.
right? And, when you're just accountable to yourself, it's like, maybe I'll get it done, maybe I won't, we'll see."
And that's why working for yourself is difficult because a lot of people aren't accountable to themselves. Um, I am guilty of it myself when I first started. And when I started getting into coaching, one of the first questions that really was a game changer for me was, are you working your business like you would if you were getting paid outside the home? I
Good question.
literally slumped off the couch and said, oh my God, that's my problem. I'm doing the dishes, I'm going and doing the beds, I'm doing this, I'm doing that because I'm home. And it's like, why is my business not getting anywhere? Well,
Mm,
hello.
mm. I can definitely
Apparently, I
relate
was
to
scared to
that.
work it.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, and, it certainly takes, quite, the discipline, self-discipline,
Yes,
to work at home, right?
absolutely.
And, that's another piece too, like in my coaching program that we talk about, really making sure that you have a space in your home that you can kind of walk away from at the end of the day, whether you close a curtain or you close the door or just it's in a corner somewhere that you can separate yourself from your work because just really um, taking that focus on your business and making sure that you're really doing that instead of thinking, oh, I didn't unload the dishwasher or whatever. Yeah, so for
Yep.
sure, yeah, and that's just another accountability piece, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's so many little um, puzzle pieces to accountability that it's kind of hard to put them all together on our own for sure.
Ex- Exactly. Especially when you're starting out. I mean, once you get to that point, and even when you do get to that point, it's like, I'm so grateful that I did get to go to Austin and be with all of you because having that group of people that I can put something out there. And I know this group of women are going to call me out and say, hey, but you said you were going to do that. I haven't seen this yet. What's up? Right? Knowing
Mhm.
you have that pushes you further. Just like when you have kids, right? You push to be better than you were before the kids because you're like, oh, now I got somebody watching.
Mhm. Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, even more
It's
so.
the same thing. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next piece here, and this is really exciting because I know that you recently became a published author. So
Yes, I did.
congratulations on that. That is hashtag goals right there. And you've really just encapsulated your insights into the book, right? So you uh, collective folks, ladies, lady bosses out there, I'm going to well, I really would like to share a snippet from your book, Heidi. Is that okay with you?
That is perfectly fine.
Awesome. Okay. And this is from chapter 12. And ladies, we're going to be putting the link to Heidi's book in the chat. And actually, we can even do that right now, Raga, if you have that link, if you just want to pop that in there for us. And then you ladies can go check this out later and go and grab this because this is, it's just amazing. And just writing a book itself is like so cool. And I know that you had a book signing and all that other good stuff, Heidi.
Mhm.
So that must have been amazing too. But this is chapter 12. And this is, I picked this one because what are we talking about today? We're talking about accountability. We're talking about taking action, right? So thank you, Raga. Raga just posted the link in the comments, ladies. So all right. So first of all, we started off with this quote, which is really cool. The secret to getting ahead is getting started, and that's by the uh, famous Mark Twain. I love that quote. All right. So taking action is something most do not do enough of in their lives or their business. So many go to training after training and do nothing with what they learn. They feel they need to keep learning until they know all they need to know before they act. Oh my God, I'm getting chills. I know I have been there. I really have. Please stop if you are one of these people. You need to collect all the notes you have taken and make a list of all the lifetime access you have for whatever training you have paid for and take another look at it. And then take action on a few things. And that is, again, from chapter 12. And I love this so much. And I chose this, Heidi, because I'm guilty. I have purchased
I'm
courses.
guilty too.
I still have some that are waiting for me, right? But again, we need to take a pause, right? And it's great that we have access to these courses. It's amazing.
Yes.
But now we need to do something with that and come up with a plan, whether it's writing it, what courses we have access to, and when we're going to get to those. And it's really okay to put those on the back burner and focus on what we're doing right now. Whatever that main course is, or whatever that main goal is, right? So, yeah, I really appreciate you letting me share this. And so, the title of her book is "The Time Is Now and the Choice Is Yours." Are you going to take it? All right.
Can I
So,
can I
yeah.
explain
So,
the cover just a smidge?
pardon me.
Can I explain the cover just a smidge?
Yes, I would love for you to do that.
Okay, the cover. Some people looked at the cover when I was putting it around to have people take a peek at stuff, just to get some feedback. And every single person came back with, "Do you think that cover's a little too dark?" My answer was a resounding no, because that's not even as dark as I wanted it to be. Okay, because here's the reason: there's a woman. She's chained with her hands up like this. This is how we literally feel, right? When we're holding ourselves back, or somebody in our life is holding ourselves back. For me, it was somebody that was holding me. And literally, I kept saying, I literally feel like I'm chained in the basement and not allowed to be me. And I'm like, I'm sick of
Mm.
this. I'm going to choose me. And this is what I'm going to do, which is why on the back of the cover, didn't come out as good as I wanted to. But if you look at the top, there's bars that are pulled apart with light coming through, showing she escaped. The book
Mm.
itself is about transformation, and the cover is as well. I just wish the back came out a little bit better, but when you're getting them printed, you only have so much say. And
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, whenever I can, I'm explaining this cover, because when people get it and they understand that the reason I did that was because this book is about transformation. It's about
Mm.
helping you see you have the choice to change your life.
Mm. Yeah, we absolutely do. And now that you mention it, now I can't stop staring at the cover. Yeah. I mean, there's so much that goes into writing a book, and the choices, and they're deeply personal too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to come. There's going to be a course that's going to go with the book. There's going to be a podcast for the book. And there is also going to be a workbook to go with the
Oh,
book, because it's
amazing.
not about just reading, because there's even parts in the book that make you stop and take action. I am all about making sure that you take action, because I don't want you to read or ingest anything that I have without taking action, because otherwise you're in the same damn spot you were before you started.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
the action.
absolutely. Yeah, we do the same thing over in our academy. We have our 8-week business boot camp going on right now, and I always tell the students that we need to pause, and you need to do the action items during the course, so that at the end you actually come out with something tangible, instead of saying,
Yes.
"Oh wow, I went through all these videos and I know all this stuff, but I'm still in the same place." So
Yes.
exactly, and I love that. So you're going to have to keep us posted when your course comes out, as the companion to your book, and the podcast and all that, so we can check it out and listen to that. So, all right,
Awesome. We'll do.
amazing. All right, so we're going to start wrapping some things up here, and And Heidi, did you want to share anything else in your story, about some things that, that you went through or in your personal
Well, I
life?
guess the the big one that really hits home right now for everybody is the fact that I'm actually functioning with a traumatic brain injury. I fell in 2019, got a really nasty concussion. I know it was not my first concussion, but I ended up with post-concussion syndrome to the point where, for those that don't know what this is, it made it so that I could barely walk. There were days, and most days for at least the first year, I could barely speak. I couldn't put sentences together. I couldn't take a shower unless my husband was in the bathroom because he'd have to play catch because I'd get so dizzy in the shower. Couldn't drive, couldn't cook, barely could lift a gallon of milk. And then 2.5 years later, I found supplements and things that finally got me back on my feet. But without those, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, running 3 businesses, have a published book, working to do a podcast, and all the things, plans that I have, which are not this big. My plans are this big, and as should yours be. Okay. You need to shoot for them, because if you don't, you're going to get to the end and go, what did I do?
Mm,
Why? I regret this. I regret this.
mm,
I've learned early on in my life, have no freaking regrets for anything in your life. Go do. And if you're scared, find someone that's going to hold your hand and get you through it. A
mm,
coach, an accountability friend, whoever you need to hold your hand or kick you in the pants to get you past you.
mm,
Because that's why I dove into coaching, because I kept telling my husband, I'm like, I should be, with as long as I've been doing direct sales, I really should be way up here. And everyone says I could sell them a car, I could sell them anything, right? But I'm like, I'm only gonna, I'm sharing. If you love it, great. If you don't, move on. I'm
mhm.
not gonna hound you for anything.
Yeah.
But it's just been a transformation. I'm like, there's something wrong. There's something. I know it's me, but I couldn't figure it out, and everybody was scared to say anything to me, to keep me accountable, or to say, hey, you keep saying this. Are you sure? Or it sounds like this. Is what a coach would do. So I'm like, okay, let's dive in.
Mm.
I started coaching. Guess when I started coaching? As in me going and getting coaching. The same month I fell.
No way.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
And I was fully booked with my direct sales company. I fell in October of 2019, all of October, November, December, and January, every single weekend. And you don't get that money back if you cancel. So guess what I did? I did them. Not alone, because there's no way on the planet I could. My husband and kiddo, either both were with me or one was with me to do all of the lifting and stuff.
Mm,
I would stand and talk to people. And then the rest of the week, I would be down because I wouldn't be able to function the rest of the week. I wouldn't be able to cook, clean, nothing.
mhm.
Be on the couch, and that's it. That's as far as I could get.
Mm.
And that was my life for 2.5 years.
Wow.
And then when I decided to write the book, I could have written it in 3 days. But it took me probably a month and a half because of the being able to sit down. I'm already started on book 2. So when you decide and realize that you have the power within you to do whatever it is that you really want because it was put on your heart, it's game changing,
Mm,
life changing for you and others, because I'm also all about breaking generational chains. How many times
mm.
do you hear in families, they're like, well, this has always happened in my family. Well, you got a choice. Do you want to keep it going for you and your kids, or do you want to make it stop? I
Yeah.
chose to make it stop,
Yeah.
and you can too.
Yeah, absolutely. That kinda goes along the lines as, "We've always done it this way," right?
Oh God, that drives me crazy. I want to smack everyone that says that.
Yeah,
So
well, thank you for sharing that story. I know that's deeply personal, and, I'm so happy, and glad that, you made it through, and, now you're
I
here to
don't give
serve
up.
everyone, to help everyone else be accountable. So, what an amazing story. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me. I greatly
You
appreciate it.
bet. So, one last question for you, Heidi, and this is going to be your advice for aspiring entrepreneurs. We have a lot of ladies in this group, in our community here, that are looking to, either build businesses or side hustles, or, they just want more time freedom, and they don't, they haven't made the leap yet. So for our viewers who are, just starting out, what's one piece of advice that you would give to these aspiring ladies to really help them on a path to abundance?
The first thing that pops in my head is, and this is what you need to understand, is when you're asked questions and things like this, the first thing that comes to you, that's what you need to go with. Quit second guessing yourself. Because that's one of the biggest things that everybody does, is second guess themselves, which pulls them back so they don't take the action. And again, it is truly 1,000,000% about taking that action, because you have to do it messy so that you learn your way. And when you understand that you can follow, you can mimic, you can do whatever with others, but if it doesn't feel right, stop. Say, okay, how can I put me in? It's all about putting you in, because no one cares about you mimicking someone else's stuff. They want to know you.
Mm-hmm.
And before you ask why, because I can hear, this is the thing with being an empath, I can hear people sitting there already going, but why would they want to know me? Because you have something to offer this world. You were put here for a reason. God doesn't make mistakes. Okay. You were put here for a reason, and you were put something on your heart. And again, I don't care if that was to be the best freaking stay-at-home mom that you can be, and crush it to a point where you have a daycare and all these things. Go do that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely amazing. God bless you, because I can't do it. Okay. So there's people that are given different things, and you need to lean into that. And then just take the actions and learn in the process, because you will grow. And again, they're micro steps. Don't give up on you, and give yourself grace. You will get there if you don't give up and take the action, and you keep taking action.
Yeah. I love that. I really love that. All right. So I'm going to try something just a little bit new today. All right,
Okay,
'cause
let's
we're
do it.
just about to wrap things up, and then I know that you have some goodies for us. So I just want to take a second, and to all my viewers out here, take a picture of screenshot, whatever, of Heidi and I on here. Try not to get us with our eyes closed. Take a picture and share this. Share this with your friends. Maybe you have some friends who are looking for some accountability, or they're kind of stuck somewhere, and they want to try something new, whether it's a business, or just finding a different path in life, right? So share it, tag us in this. We would really appreciate that. Just help spread the word, and that would be amazing. And so, Heidi, I know that you have lots of goodies for our listeners today, which we really, really appreciate. It's so much fun. And so I'm going to ask Raga to go ahead and pop the link into the comments there. So I know that you have a few things, a lot of free resources. One of them is called the 10 steps to understand the transformative power of accountability. You have an ebook that's called The Power of Choice. You also have a 10-step power play for goals. Well, that is a lot of value right there. And you also have a Facebook accountability community. So I would highly encourage you all to, you can Google Heidi on Facebook, whatever. And she also has an accountability community where she provides all kinds of value and tips and books and trainings and things like that in her group. So please check that out as well. And Heidi, did you want to kind of explain some of the goodies that you have? It's on your link tree here that Raga just posted for us.
So the first one that's listed was the event that I just recently did. I did a 3-day event on Goal Mastery Unleashed. It was pretty in-depth. And again, I think of goals in a completely different way than most. And I go after them. I do not do SMART goals. I do not do all the fluffy things everybody does. I go for the nitty-gritty. I go for the dirty, because we go for the action, messy or not. Okay. So that event is going to be available live in the group until the 31st. Then I'm going to pull it at the beginning of February. The reason for it is I want to kind of condense it into a package so it doesn't get lost on the page. It will be put into a guide, plus it'll be a course and all the things. But that was a 3-day event. Day 1, every day was epic, but day 2, there was something about day 2. I'm telling you, it's freaking fire. You need to see that. Of course, joining me on Facebook, whether it is on my personal page or in the group. In the group, obviously, you're going to see a lot more things. And then I have see how I can help you is one of the buttons. And what that is about being able to book a call with me, learning more about accountability coaching, all the packages and stuff I have. But I do have one-off sessions that aren't listed there. If you're looking in something like that, you can always DM me. Then I have the resources, like she said, the 10 steps to understanding transformative power. But one of the kickers for that goal mastery is the workbook. Okay. It's, I think, a 30 some page workbook. And again, it's to go with that. And it's game changing and make you actually stop and do the work. And this has those goal sheets. It has a goal brain dump sheet. It has the daily goal sheet. There's only one in there. You just print as many as you need, right? I highly recommend you print one for every dang day. Go get it printed. Okay. It's got where it has the things you're grateful for every day, your 10 goals, and the one thing at the bottom. But then there's a goal action sheet on top of that. There's a ton in there for you to really be able to sink your teeth into understanding goals, how to get after them, and understanding the true amount of action it takes, because that's where people fall off. And it's not about looking at it drives me nuts. You need to look at your goals every day. No, you need to read them every day. That's the game changing piece. Because if you just look at them, guess what? It's kind of like, when you've worked outside the home and there's all these billboards all over, you're in the break room and you just see past them, right? You have to stop and read them for you to really dive in and connect with your goals. And it's game changing. And there's, oh, no, I sent you the separate link, which you've already posted for the book.
Yes.
And there's a whole thing
Yep.
on the book information.
Yeah. I would highly encourage that you guys grab her book. And I love how you, this just popped into my head when you said that you have to stop and read your goals, right? It's like you have to stop and smell the roses. You have to take the time to actually read them, and which then in part will help you, take action on them, right?
Right. But for some people, I'm hearing in my head, they're already having trouble because you said take the time.
Yeah.
Okay, don't think of it as time, because everybody gets caught up on that word too.
Yeah.
You're doing this for you.
Yes.
Take the seconds it takes to do it, not the time, because as soon as you hear time, you hear a time block, right?
Yeah.
Take the seconds it needs to read those goals, because it will be life changing.
Yeah, and you're worth it for sure.
Yes.
So, and I have a quick story. I've told this story over and over, and it's kind of embarrassing, but oh well. So I had some goals in 2023 that I had written out, and they were on a Google sheet, so I could pop them up whenever I wanted to, but I didn't pop them up for quite a while because I don't think I've told my whole backstory about the home build that we went through, but it went south, and someday I will tell that story. But we went through a lot of stuff with our home build. So some of my goals kind of, they were put on the back burner, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, or actually I really forgot about them. So I had written down that because I had a root canal that went bad, so I had to have a tooth pulled. And it bothers me. I mean, it's a gap, whatever, right? So, and it's an investment, and it costs. It's not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I had that on my goal sheet in the beginning of 2023, and Heidi, I didn't look at it. And you know what? I finally at some point said, you know what? I think I was on my drive, my Google Drive, and I pulled it up. I go, oh my gosh, my goal sheet. And I looked at it. I go, son of a gun! I never got my tooth taken care of. I mean, I look at it every day in the mirror, but I didn't read my goals. Guess what happened? I got back to reading my goals. I've already gotten the first phase of my tooth done in 2023, and you have to wait 6 months for it to heal, but it's getting done in 2024. And I'm telling you, I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. It's just a tooth, but it's the whole concept of looking at your goals, going back and reading them on a regular basis, right? Because my tooth would probably still not be done if I had not accidentally pulled my goal sheet up again, right? So it is easy to get off track with your goals. It is, and we all, it happens to the best of us. But if we can just kind of implement these little strategies in our day-to-day thing, like even the journal thing that I was talking about with Marie Forleo, why couldn't one of your things be on there, like one of your tasks to review my goals today, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
And that's
exactly. So
I do a whole training, and I'm going to be doing a whole training in my group about action boards and how they are truly game changing. And it's about taking these small things that are super simple to do and combining them together. But you've got to find what works for you, right? I can throw as many flipping things at you as I want, but you need to have the right things for you.
yeah.
And that's kind of a bonus with me with being an empath. I can kind of figure it out pretty quick compared to most. But at the same time, you need to understand that you're like, if you're using something and it doesn't feel right, you go, why doesn't it feel right? You've got to dive into it. You can't just say, this doesn't feel right, I'm setting it aside.
Hmm.
When it comes to business tools, you need to dive into it for a second and go, okay, does this just feel weird because I haven't done it or done anything like this? Or is it something inside me stopping me because of a past thought or past issue?
Hmm.
Because that's game changing, because you could be letting go of tools and things that really could work for you because it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And it could be the game changing piece.
Yeah. Yeah. And being stuck is so hard, you know?
It really sucks.
It does suck. It really does. And we, I
And I
don't
don't want to see anyone suck anymore. I now,
know.
like I said, I now know I am definitely working in my purpose because of what's come to me over the last year and a half. Because I started Heidi Meckley coaching in October. Here's the caveat: October of 2022. Okay, I fell in October of 2019. I
Okay.
started coaching in October of 2022.
Wow.
So it's just weird that everything just happening. It's weird, but I get it because I'm so connected with everything going on. But
Yeah.
you've got to understand those little connections because they are a big deal. And that's where the journaling stuff comes in. Because when you find the patterns and see the things, and sometimes you won't, which is why working with an accountability coach or a coach of some kind, whether it's me or you for the business, um, we can see those patterns. I especially can see patterns faster than most people can because, again, I can sense what's going on inside. So I'm connecting what you're writing with what you have going on. And by doing that, I can break the walls down faster.
Mm, yeah. I love that. Yeah. And it's about finding your purpose too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are
Well,
almost at 50 minutes. Heidi, thank you so much for
thank you.
joining us today and bringing your story
Bringing your story.
and talking to us about goals. This has been, just so enlightening. And I'd love to have you on again sometime in the future. And
Absolutely.
everybody, please go give Heidi some love. Go check out her community. That's our thanks to Heidi for coming on into our community and giving her information. Yes, go grab
If,
her book, you
if
guys.
you would like a signed copy, DM
Ooh,
me because I have a few hard copies which are very hard to get. It takes a lot of weeks to get those. I only have 5 or 6 of those, but I have a whole box of these soft covers. So if you would
awesome.
like one that is signed, it's the same price. I'm not charging for my signature. Just DM me, okay?
All right. And you know what?
And you know
My
what?
copy will have a signature soon because Heidi and I are going to be getting together in
Together
person.
in
So, all
I
right.
did that to make her have to see me again. See how that works?
That's right. Accountability right there. All right, Heidi. Thank you so much. And
Thank
we'll
you,
see you
Jody.
soon. All right. Take care, Heidi.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Oh my gosh, how great was that discussion? That was so much fun. We all know that having an accountability partner is game changing. And not only that, but kind of upping that, stepping up the game, and looking at having a coach or an accountability coach, and really making that investment in yourself, right? So I want to thank you guys so much for coming on here and joining. And I see all your comments here. And yes, absolutely. Thank you to Heidi for sharing her story. She's amazing. And so I just have a couple of reminders before I just wrap things up. So we have our boot camp going on right now. It started January 3rd. It ends February 21st. Today, Module 4 will be kicking off in the back office and in our boot camp Facebook group, but there's still time to join. So if you're interested in looking at the boot camp, just type boot camp in the comments, and our team will get you the link to that. This Friday, I'm so excited to be hosting a free amazing webinar training. It's all about exploring how to transfer your skills into a thriving home-based service business, which I'm calling an OSP, or an online service provider business, which is also pretty much being a freelancer. And I'm going to share the exact method that I use to go from being tired, overwhelmed, underpaid, just always stressing and, feeling guilty about taking time off for doctor's appointments and vacations and kids activities, and just really plain burnout every single day. And it took me to launching a profitable service-based business, all from the comfort of home, and really just creating, my days the way that I wanted them to be. So if this sounds like something you'd like to do in 2024, then I invite you to join the boot camp or just check it out. That's this Friday in the webinar, and it'll only be about 30 to 40 minutes of your time, and it's really going to be packed with ways to find your niche, build your brand, picking a business model, getting clients, and really just scaling your business. So even if you work full time or you don't know what kind of service business is for you, then we'll be exploring all of that too. So if you're looking for the link for the webinar, just type webinar in the comments and we'll get you that link. Again, it's a free training, and it won't take much of your time on a Friday. Just grab a cup of coffee and come and join. That's 11 a.m. Eastern on Friday. Also wanted to let you know that I have a series of other guest experts that are going to be coming on our live show here to support our community in different areas. And next week's guest appearance is going to be super fun. I have the amazing Rebecca Connolly, who is a personal chef and an entrepreneur. She's going to be joining us to talk about how Rebecca has brilliantly turned her love for cooking into a thriving online empire. So you're not going to want to miss this. That's going to be a blast. Also, I wanted to remind all of you lovely ladies here in the community that I am super open to topic suggestions, free trainings, any guest experts, things like that. So make sure that you speak up here in the community and let me know if you're experiencing any roadblocks or you need any help along the way, because that is what I'm here for. And I'd really like to tailor a lot of these things around what you're looking for, okay? Because I want to help you. That is my passion. Helping those mamas and those women out there who are just, you're looking for something more than what you're doing, or you're just, you're craving that time freedom. You're capped at your salary at work or whatever, and you want to explore multiple streams of income. All right. So again, let me know what you're looking for, topic suggestions, all that other good stuff. And because I will be taking all of those into consideration. All right, you guys. So it's time to wrap things up. Thank you again for joining Coffee and Entrepreneurship with Jody. This is so much fun. And I will see you again next week. All right. So enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.